could talk about the amazing story of Luke Holdsworth, but let's talk song. Today I'm going to be listening to the new single from Ariana Grande's new album Petal. The single has got the same name, it's also called Petal. I'm quite curious about 2026 pop songwriting, and I really want to take away valuable learnings. So without further ado, let's get going. Bum, bum. Step 1, find the tonal center. I believe we might be in the key of F minor. Let's confirm this.
Trying to feel something real.
It's confusing. We certainly start with the F minor chord. The next one is already modal interchange or secondary dominant. G major. We go from F minor to G major, which is quite unusual.
Trying to feel something real to cry again.
Oh, I know what this might be. We might actually be in some kind of F Dorian vibe, where the G major chord, the second chord that we hear, is the 3 major chords. So we might actually be in an F Dorian mode. I will look at it from the Ionian perspective when talking about chord scale degrees. So I will certainly say that the 1 is the E flat. Okay, so the F minor, 2 minor chord, that then goes to the 3 major chord. Quite unusual, but very powerful and very tense, certainly. The intro nicely introduces, which is the intro's job, the 2 chords, and then we go to the verse that also uses those 2 chords. Let's listen to the verse again.
Trying to feel something real to cry again.
Cool. So next step, find the melody.
Trying to feel something real.
Very, very urban. Which is relatively interesting if we look at this here as the chord that's playing underneath, right? And we sing. So looking from the chord's perspective, we would have the 6th of the chord and the 5, right? Really resolving nicely to that C in the melody note. And then we've got that cool cry again thing.
To cry again.
Something like this, right? Evoking that very Arabic almost, right? The major 3 feeling that we have, Phrygian major in a way, right? Really, really cool. We expect that trying to feel, looking at the lyric and the melodic development, we expect that trying to feel something real to cry again would now get answered by melodically and lyrically by some kind of rhyme.
Say that artist needs tears to write again.
Lazy rhyme because again, of course, rhymes with again because it's the same word. So they say the artist needs tears to write again. And what we spot here is a relatively long pickup line, right? This trying to feel something real was already a pickup line, right? With real being the first downbeat melody note. And then they say the artist needs tears is even longer as a pickup idea.
They say that artist needs tears.
Right? They say that artist needs tears
To write again.
and again this, right? Okay,
All of my favorite stories
we are,
end in some kind of catastrophe.
we keep the chords, we change the melody, forming some kind of a pre-chorus, because all of my favorite stories end in some kind of catastrophe. What a beautiful metric rhythm, right? Because all of my favorite stories end in some kind of catastrophe. Really, really cool switch between 1 stressed syllable and 2 unstressed syllables.
'Cause all of my favorite stories.
This is what I hear, and a very, very cool arpeggio. where we have got the C minor chord as a full arpeggio, and then we go to that F to D in the melody, while I believe the G is playing again. Let's listen to the chords again.
Stories end in some kind of catastrophe.
Good. Yes, and then we've got this end in some kind of catastrophe.
End in some kind of catastrophe.
Something like this.
End in some kind of catastrophe.
Is it this?
End in some kind of catastrophe.
I think right, forming that strong tension that the 3 chord has in the melody as well.
'Cause this music and I will never die.
And we have got some kind of repetition of that melody also with the pre-chorus drop that we hear here.
'Cause this music and I will never die.
Where we don't hear music at all. But I don't need someone to save me, 'cause this music and I will never die. It's an unnecessary stress on the "and" syllable, right? 'Cause this music and I will never die is the way you would pronounce the word, or the sentence, I should say, the phrase. And there is a very, very cool prosodic element, because the music actually does die when she says, "'Cause this music and I will never die." Listen to the arrangement breaking down.
'Cause this music and I will never die. It's such a
And all melodies so far have got a very, very strong pick-up character. So we now go maybe to the chorus that starts with a very, very powerful and punchy line. "It's such a fucked situation." I believe that the chord that we hear is still this Dorian F. F minor to G major, F minor to G major, all the way through. The melody is certainly different, although it features the pickup line again.
It's such a fuck situation.
Punching in that C really hard, right? One note melody, right? Maybe here I should play it an octave above, right? Again, punching in the 5 of the chord. And then we have got one melody change. Okay, this is what creates the tension. It's 2 notes only so far, really hammering in that C that then goes to the D, which makes a lot of sense if we change the chord as well, from F minor to G major.
Just as long as she keeps getting it right.
Melodic variation. Right? Just as long as he gets it down. Repeat that idea, that tiny motif. Heartbreak won't bite. I think some kind of G major arpeggio again. Paradise. And again punching in that 1 note melody. And we get this payoff, this repetition of that C to D movement, right? This record and rotation. And again, when we repeat the melody, the lyrics say this record and rotation, which is another prosodic element, very, very powerful songwriting. Really, really beautiful internal rhyme with rotation. So we started with conflation, then we hear rotation, and then it's ovation, but the line doesn't end. Instead, it says, "Long as she gets the ovation each night," right? Making room for another rhyme, so maybe they will close it by rhyming something with night now. There it is, right? Heartbreak won't bite. Again, this tiny motif that repeats on rotation.
This is paradise.
And again, this. Really cool, really urban R&B like, and certainly introducing a very, very strong post-chorus hook with that ooh. It's a Destiny's Child like, right? Or what is that other thing? That boy is mine. Monica and Lewinsky. I love it. Right, so they play that minor 3 of the G chord, but not when the chord plays, because when the chord plays, this minor 3 turns into a major 3. Really, really powerful hook. Chord progression all the way through, it's F minor to G, right? Introducing a new section here that's almost got primary bridge potential, but that takes the place of verse number 2, right? Rewriting verses can be tricky sometimes, which is why some people avoid it, especially in pop music when they want to cut to the chase quicker.
Tell me who's to blame, is it the people or myself?
Okay, this is the new melodic hook.
Yes, I feel so very different. This is not a cry for help.
Right, so developing that new motif.
A couple million for my thoughts, I got plenty.
Okay, and now we've got this other very, very typical R&B line.
A couple million for my thoughts.
Again, arpeggiated, right? C minor arpeggio. The 5, the minor 3, and the 1.
I got plenty. But I am not a victim, bitch. I'm practically drowning in my blessings.
And now she kind of wraps it up with.
But I am not a victim, bitch. I'm practically drowning in my blessings.
Something like this, right? So again, this upward movement, that motif that kind of wraps things up. Let's look at the lyrics of what I will call primary bridge. That says, tell me who's to blame, is it the people or myself? But this time feels so very different, this is not a cry for help, okay? So we have got a very, very cool XAXA introduction, right? With blame and different certainly not rhyming, but myself and help rhyming. A couple million for my thoughts, I got plenty, but I'm not a victim, bitch. I'm practically drowning in my blessings. Blessings and plenty, pretty cool rhyme, pretty cool loose rhyme.
I'm practically drowning in my blessings.
Almost a rap rhyme, right? Where you can be a bit looser with the rhymes.
By the sound for you, tired of dancing in these pictures of a life.
New melodic developments, okay? It's that R&B exercise, almost jazzy, where she finds different melodic expressions every time she goes through new lyrical lines. Not a lot of repetitive elements though, which is why it's kind of difficult to spot the hooks.
Despite the sound for you,
This is new.
tired of dancing in these pictures of a life.
New but cool.
That isn't mine.
And repeat that end of the motif of the melody.
Trying different boys on beside.
New stuff. Maybe again with prosodic elements, because it says trying different boys on for size, and the melody keeps changing just like the boys.
If this is my curse, I'll let it ride.
Something like this, right? This is my curse, I'll let it ride. Which is cool, but that needs repetition in order to kind of regain my attention, I believe.
All of my favorite stories.
And this we know because it was the pre-chorus number 1, right? Right? Really, really cool.
And in some kind of catastrophe.
I like that.
But I don't need someone to save me. It's such a fuck situation.
It's really cool. It's of course it's an arrangement and atmosphere song, right? The strong suits certainly are not very complex chord progressions or those powerful hooks, but it's just the production, the arrangement, the things that I disregard a little bit when analyzing pop music that certainly makes this song shine. This part here is almost like a waltz, right?
Getting it right.
I think I need to look at the time signature from the beginning also.
All of my favorite stories.
So there is a really, really cool switch in the time signatures, because here in the feel we have got a 4/4 feel with kind of triplet melody stuff, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, right? While the melody at the same time does that syncopated. Then in the chorus they actually change into some kind of 3 feel. Right, and they really, really go to that. We could also say it's a 6/8 idea. So it's a really, really cool switch from one time signature to the other, which is quite unusual to a pop single. Cool. I love those repeating melodic motifs, right? This. Right? Record in rotation. It's not record. Record is the verb. The record is record, right? She says this record in rotation, but she should say this record in rotation, which of course doesn't fit the metric rhythm. And now they go back to that 4/4 feel, right? A melodic variation because she gets rid of the first thing, but instead they do those hits. And this was Petal by Ariana Grande, written by herself and Ilya and Max Martin. Let's try and find songwriting learnings. Songwriting learning number 1, it's still not very clear whether we need the second verse in the year 2026 when writing pop music. You know that I myself am a big fan of second verses that follow the patterns that you establish at the beginning. Here they chose this other approach where they basically directly go into some kind of primary bridge after chorus and post-chorus number 1. This is something that you are allowed to do, but which I from a songwriting, from a craft perspective, find always a bit boring to not get into that second verse and try and duplicate those cool things that you created in verse number 1. Songwriting learning number 2, a Let's Talk song classic. Ariana Grande and her songwriting team were great at using prosody. When she says that this music and I will never die, but at the same time the music does die, the music goes away, kind of anti-prosodic. Listen to this here.
'Cause this music and I will never die.
Okay, she says the music will never die, but the music dies. And then we had this record in rotation where we have got the melodic motif that repeats like a record in rotation.
This record in rotation.
And I thought we had a third instance. Yes, trying different boys on for size, and she uses totally new melodies every time that she tries something else.
Try different boys on for size.
Right, really, really cool, but not something that will repeat because it's trying different boys. So make sure that the words and melody kind of go together and represent something that you can show in combination. And songwriting learning number 3, something that you certainly should handle with care, but they were really, really professional and proficient with, is time signature changes in the middle of the song. So we are clearly in some kind of 4/4 feel in the song, in the verse.
Again, they say that artists need to see.
That has got syncopated melodies already and foreshadowing elements of what's going to happen in the chorus. And the chorus is actually a 6/8 idea. Really, really cool, something that you can certainly experiment with, but that also has the potential to crack up your song a little bit. I think they did it brilliantly, and they built this around the same chord progression. They built this with beautiful pickup melodies and also arrangement and production elements that kind of glue the sections together. So very, very cool instance of time signature change in a pop song single. And this was my live reaction and on-the-fly analysis of Ariana Grande's song Petal. If you liked this video, please make sure to give me the thumbs up, to subscribe to the Let's Talk Song channel if you haven't yet, and to leave friendly comments, maybe suggesting other songs you would like me to analyze, or asking songwriting related questions that I might be able to answer in the following videos. Please make sure that your song suggestions will get a higher likelihood of being chosen by becoming a paying member of this enterprise here, either here on YouTube or over on Patreon. Let me thank all the supporters of this channel again. They have made so much possible, like this new camera, like the Simbacam, like all the other things that I'm getting as we develop this thing here and have great fun and learn something together. So I guess we've talked song. You can talk about the amazing story of Luke Holdsworth now. Bye bye.